Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a really exciting unboxing to share with you guys. We've been waiting. Those of you who pre-ordered this knife, you know what it is. We've been waiting 7 months on this, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I want to let you guys know I've already been in this pouch, and I'm re-recording this unpouching, I guess, right? I'm re-recording it because I got some new information, and I didn't want to get anything wrong in the first one. So I'm going to share all of that with you. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me. This was pre-ordered by me at NC Blade, which is where I get my CKF knives. If you didn't know, this is a CKF or Custom Knife Factory knife, but that's where I pre-order that stuff, and I paid in full for it. There was no special treatment or anything like that, but this is something that I wanted because I saw the original version of this knife, or the original collab, right? And I thought, this is really cool. If they did another one, but maybe with some different colors, or if they did like a black one, that'd be awesome. And guess what? They did a black one, so I had to pre-order it. Wasn't super excited about that price tag, and I gotta tell you, I still don't think that it's priced correctly. But I want to add some detail to that for people so that they can make up their own mind, right? But I've already paid for this, and like I said, it was a pre-order. I have no doubt that special edition variations of this will probably drop on NC Blade. They will be wildly expensive though. You may have a chance at some of these standard versions down the road. I don't know. It just depends on how they set this up. I don't have any additional details on that, but I will invite you to check out NC Blade. So what do we have here? Well, what we have, and this isn't the way that it normally comes. Like I just hastily wrapped this back up. We have all the additional hardware, right? We've got some really nice bearings. You get the little card. I actually don't know what it says on that. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, I do. A Marfione and a Malishev collaboration with CKF. Mine is an M398. Mine does not have any carbon fiber, zirconium, or zircotite on it. Mine's just, I'm sorry, mine does have carbon fiber on it and titanium, but no zircotite. Those are just the other versions, which is what makes me think that, yeah, there's going to do, they're going to be special versions. But anyways, this is the 2024 Sokosha, which is a very, very nice knife. M398, I have no idea how they're doing the heat treat on that. That's something that I'd really like to know. I am going to get into the stuff that I like about this, but something that I would love to know, Custom Knife Factory, what is the heat treat on your blades? That's something that is always left out. M398, cool composition, but like all compositions, right? Number one, it requires good cutting geometry to perform well. I can tell you that the Sokosha does have really good cutting geometry. Not like the best ever, but certainly good enough to make good use of a high hardness M398 blade. So what we need now is to know where the hardness is at, because M398 really shines, I believe, between 62 and 64. I could be wrong about that, but I would like to know. This is the all DLC version, not the blackwash version. I don't know what the blackwashed is. I don't know if it's tumble DLC or what, but I did notice it was a little less expensive. Excuse my fingerprints here. I've been handling this. Titanium, contour titanium frame with very, very nice carbon fiber inlays, titanium backspacer, and a pocket clip that's okay, right? I do like that the liner is nested, and yes, it is a titanium liner, and it does have a steel lock bar insert. This has a flat black DLC blade, and it is almost fully flat ground. I really like the aesthetic of this. This, to me, it reminds me a lot of like the Microtech SOCOM Elite, but like a more ergonomic and just better overall version of it. I really like that the external stops are studs that impact the frame. That's always like a favorite thing of mine. I like the jimping. It's mostly functional. Out here, it's kind of a little bit weak, but okay. The action on it is definitely really nice. These knives feel a step up from typically what we see in, the $400 to $500 territory. The problem is that they tend to cost substantially more than that, right? I want you guys to know that overall, I'm very happy with the quality of this knife. What I'm not happy about is the price tag, because wow, holy crap, right? I handle a lot of knives. Like it's easy for me to hold this and go, this is a nice knife. It's not easy for me to hold this and go, this definitely is a $700 knife, right? I think it was $100 or $120. down for the pre-order, and then like I paid an additional $590 once it came time, for them to ship. Now, it's not like they surprised me with the price tag. I knew what the price tag was going to be up front. They told me, and they're like, if you want to pre-order, great, right? But it was either you pay it and you get it, or you don't pay it and you don't get it. And so that's the thing. Fortunately, I have plenty of experience with CKF knives to know that I like their quality enough to just overpay sometimes. I think that maybe they know, like certain people who really love this stuff, like people like me, are just going to overpay for it. But the benefit here for you is that I overpaid for it. So maybe if you have an opportunity in the future to pick this up, you can decide for yourself if you really want to spend that extra money. Because truthfully, this feels like a $450 knife, right? Definitely a step up from your standard like Chinese, high-end production knives. If I was going to compare it to anything, I would compare it to some of Riyadh's best stuff, and they definitely do fall in that price range a lot. But I think the biggest question that people often have about CKF or Custom Knife Factory, and by the way, this is not a review. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. The biggest question is, where are these made, right? A lot of speculation. People usually, there's a lot of this, is those are made in Russia, and I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to make any comment on that. That's your choice. But you'll be interested to know that these have nothing to do with Russia. The person behind CKF, while at some point they lived there, he no longer lives there. Apparently he lives in Slovakia, and the business, CKF Knife is, or CKF Knives, or Custom Knife Factory, sorry, is also registered in Slovakia. Me personally, I've always questioned and said, I don't know. I would like to know, because there's a lot of characteristics here that make me question whether or not it's actually made in Russia. Now, apparently, because there's a lot of rumors and things about CKF knives, but something else I was able to confirm, which is something that apparently is well known by a big chunk of the knife community. I wasn't a part of this. I've always just questioned it. A lot of the parts are manufactured in China, and then they are sent back for anywhere from assembly to tweaking to embellishment. A lot of the extra sauce, a lot of the extra things that are done after the fact are apparently done by CKF Knives in Slovakia, right? So that's if you've ever wondered, that's the case. The thing with the Chinese parts, like the stuff being manufactured in China, I always felt like that was probably true. I just didn't know. So it was hard for me to say, yeah, that's definitely the case. But apparently that is true. So who is actually doing the parts? I have no idea. Whoever it is does a really, really good job, right? And this is something that's pretty common in the knife world. Like, we see companies operate this way. Their parts are manufactured elsewhere, and then the parts come back, and then they do the special stuff wherever they are, right? In this case, Slovakia. Now, as somebody who's handled a lot of knives, do CKF knives feel a step up from a lot of Chinese competitors? Oh yeah, you cannot. We can't. If you're wanting to compare this with like Artisan Cutlery or Bestech stuff, like, they make great knives, but no, this is a massive step up, right? It's like when you have, like, if they're doing the hand assembling and the tweaking, right, and they're fitting things knife by knife, and then they're also doing like in some cases they're doing special finishes, they're doing special inlays, special polishes. You're going to be able to feel that. Right? So this is obviously in a higher tier than some of those knives. Hey everybody, it's MC from the future here. I am placing this little clip in the middle of the video because I got some updated clarification directly from CKF on where certain things are done. And instead of recording the video for a third time, I'm just going to place this clip in here, and you'll have to excuse my errors when we go back to the regular recording. So, yes, the business is in Slovakia, and knives are generally assembled in Slovakia. However, sometimes after the parts are manufactured, there are occurrences where knives are assembled in Russia. They also do some of their one-off customs in Russia, but the business is registered in Slovakia. And that is true. For the remainder of the video, I talk as if there's absolutely nothing done in Russia. And while the vast majority of it is not done in Russia, there are occurrences where that is the case. Nothing is manufactured there, as well as nothing is manufactured in Slovakia. They only do their assembly and some of their finished work in those places, mainly Slovakia. And then they do some of their one-off customs in Russia. So that's the actual information. We'll go back to the video. Sorry for all the confusion. Does this feel like in this particular case, right? You might be asking like, well, what part of this, like after the parts were machined, what part of this was done special in Slovakia? I don't know. Good question. Maybe the DLC, maybe they did the inlays individually, right? I don't know. Maybe they sharpened them there. Don't know. It's hard to tell, right? And therein lies the issue. I don't know what I'm paying for, especially when this is $700. Now, I already bought it. It's mine, right? So I have to sit here and rationalize it. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to try to find a way to make sense of that price tag. I don't know that there is a situation or an explanation for that price tag. I think in the best case scenario, right, a few, like the parts where all of the simplest machining, which would still be fairly complex considering it's contoured titanium, right? Just that stuff done in China and then everything sent over, and every last additional detail from the individual parts to the completed project, right? If every last bit of that additional stuff was done in Slovakia, I would still be like, ugh, that's a lot of money still though, right? Again, 450, 500 max, yeah, because that's kind of where I expect these things to be. Whew, boy, $690. This is a nice knife. And if you've got yours, right, if you have yours, I bet you love it. I mean, you didn't even spend that money a long time. You pre-ordered a long time ago, and then you had to pay an additional $590, right? So there was still a sting there. Even if the initial $100 to $120 you had forgotten about it and it's meaningless to you, you still had to fork over an additional $590, which I bet felt pretty expensive. So, happy to get some additional details on CKF knives, but there's a lot of mysteries that I feel like a lot of us would, and I'm not trying to come down on CKF, I'm just saying, hey, more transparency on this stuff would be really, really great, right? Like it's a popular company, you're partnering with people like Tony Marfione, that's definitely gonna, people have already gone down in the comments to say, it costs so much because they put Tony Marfione's name on it. Well, yeah, probably, but even the CKF knives that don't have Tony Marfione's name on it tend to be pretty expensive, right? So it's fine. Like there's a lot of stuff out there that I will buy, even knowing that it's pricier than it should be. Right? I mean, I've got plenty of examples in my collection. I still want to know the heat treat. That's a big deal, right? M398. Putting M398 on your knife, that'll grab attention because that's like wow, like it's one of those steals, right? So it's grabbing attention. Great. We also still need to know how it's heat treated. We just need to know, right? It would also be really nice to find out who the heck is OEMing this stuff, right? I mean, if it's like one of the, there are plenty of OEMs out there that are not like brand named OEMs. They're just an OEM, right? So it'd be nice if it's like, we're using one of those, right? Or it's like our own thing or whatever. Fine. It would still be nice to know. So, and also like per knife, like each knife is going to have a variation of elements that are done by CKF in Slovakia. So it would be nice, to be able to read on the pre-orders on NC Blade, like what is machined in China and what is done, by CKF. Like it would be nice to know. That way people can look at it and go, yeah, okay, well that's good enough for me. I'll go ahead and pre-order. And other people can go, no, I don't think so, right? Rather than having to guess and speculate based on the price tag. Because again, with a lack of information, people will speculate. Hence the incorrect information about Russia for probably years, right? So yeah. This is the information I wanted to get out there. What you do with this information is entirely up to you, right? But I wanted to get the information that I knew to be accurate. And if for some reason I am inaccurate about any of this stuff, CKF, please reach out to me and let me know, and I'll correct it. I don't want to say anything that's incorrect, but this has always been a mysterious brand for me, and I've always really liked CKF knives. I have a bunch in my collection. In fact, I have another one on pre-order. The quality is so good and the designs are so unique and interesting that I just really want them in my collection. But I want to know more about this stuff that I'm so interested in. As somebody who has handled hundreds, if not thousands of knives, the quality is indicative of, people who care, people who are knife people who are putting a lot of stuff into this. It's very obvious to me that these are high quality products, but I still want to know the extra stuff. I want to know, I want the salt and the pepper and all those little tiny details, right? So anyways, this is cool. It's not a review. I'll review this knife. I'm probably going to conclude that the price is way too high. But maybe there's something I don't know. If there's some major element, some major cost element that I am unaware of, then maybe my mind could change, right? A lot of people get really upset and they think that, it's made in the USA, so that's an excuse to mark it up. But knives that are completely and totally made in the USA, especially the ones that are held to incredibly tight tolerances and incredibly high bars for quality, those factually cost more money to produce, right? So you can't compare it like, something that's made in China and it comes out with a $50 price tag, right? You can't compare something that's made out of titanium and contoured and textured and has beautiful finishes and has super tight tolerances, and they're making literally everything or 99% of everything in-house in the USA. Obviously, that's going to cost a crap load more money. Now, if you don't care about those extra elements, that's a you thing. But factually, there's higher costs associated with that. These are the types of details that I personally want to know about, right? Maybe those elements matter to me, maybe they don't. But if they can explain the additional prices, then at least I understand that, right? It would be nice to know that stuff moving forward. This is cool, and I'm sorry that this turned into such a rambly, ranty episode, but I really do like this, and everything came out perfect. These knives always come out perfect. The detent feels great. The pivot action feels great. It just feels like a totally completed thing, and I love the black. My only additional complaint was, why didn't you guys do a shiny one? Like you guys did the Evo 3.0 with the shiny DLC, and that looks so cool. Why didn't you guys do that here? It's okay. I don't mind the matte DLC. I think it's neat. I would have opted for a shiny one, though. Perhaps they have secrets yet to be revealed. I will, personally, I will still order more CKF knives. I will, right? I expect them as an irrational consumer, right? I will knowingly overpay for this stuff because I like it that much. But as a reviewer, I will turn right back around, and as the owner of this stuff, I'll turn right back around and go, this is really cool, but I don't think that it's worth the money, right? I think that's fair. I have to look at this as objectively as possible. So I don't know. Take my words, don't take my words, right? I just wanted to give you guys as much accurate information as possible. That's going to be it for the unboxing and first impressions today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.